This is a question that's been showing up a lot more in my practice when clients are coming in and they come to me and they say, hey, I have this asset. I'm not using it. My son could really use it. My daughter could really use it. Can I give it to them now? Yes, you can give them anything you want to give them as long as they're willing to receive it. There may be tax consequences and capital gains consequences attached to that, and we can walk through it. But the truth is, you have the right to give your family your stuff whenever and however you want. However, are they asking you for it? That's something that I'll say my generation, the younger generation, has started asking more, is what I'm finding from clients, that they don't necessarily want to give the asset to the kids, but the kids are saying they need help. And I think this is pretty indicative of where we are as society, is that yes, the younger generations are needing help. Um, Down payments for houses are incredibly expensive these days. The average price of a house, the average price of a down payment, it's like a 2 years' time salary for most people just to be able to get that saved up. It's crazy how much you have to do. So it's much nicer if you can ask for help. And if mom has extra money or dad has extra money, the bank of dad is usually very helpful for those pieces. Do I think kids should be asking? No, I don't think kids should be asking for their inheritances early because of one big deal. As insecure as you feel right now, as nervous as you are that you are behind and you don't have enough, and that you are going to get to the end of the race for yourself and you won't have a retirement and you won't have your kids' college fund saved, let me say something very clearly. Your parents feel the same. They feel the same. They're looking at the future and they're seeing rising nursing home costs and they're seeing increased medical care costs, and they are also nervous that they will not have enough to not be a burden on you. So be very, very careful when you start looking at your parents and asking the bank of dad for money, because the bank of dad might give you money now, but he may need money from you later. And if you aren't good enough or solid enough in your career and in your financial situation that you don't have that money to support them later, you have absolutely no business asking for it now. None, because they're going to need that in the future. So should you gift it to your kids early? I think that's entirely dependent on your situation, your financial situation, and the kids. That's something you should talk to an estate planning attorney about. But if your kids are asking you for the money and they're asking you for the money early, I want you to take a deep breath and pause. And I want you to really look at their financial habits. I think it's perfectly fine before you gift them money that you ask to see their credit report, that you ask to see their credit score, that you know who all their borrowers are, who all their lenders are, why they don't have a down payment. Because quite frankly, you are mortgaging your future on theirs if you give them money that you will need, right? So make sure that you have a good understanding of how to help them. And if you look at their finances and you're like, oh my God, they're a mess, then they're going to need education. Not that many people in our generation have access to a lot of financial education in the way that you're supposed to do that. Like, most people don't know how bank accounts work, how CDs work, all those things, what savings, how you do savings, how much savings you should even have. Those are all personal financial questions, and opening up that door. If your kids are asking you for their inheritance early, I would take a look personally and make sure that they're using their money the most effective way possible before you give them any more. And if they are and they're doing fine on their own, then let them work for it. Let them earn it. Let them be the people that have that. Giving someone a cheat code is wonderful, but not helpful necessarily. Be very careful before you ask your parents for money, understanding that the societal pressures that you're feeling, that you are far behind and you do not have enough, they feel the same. They absolutely feel the same. And quite frankly, their situation is going to be more dire because their situation could very well turn into your problems if they give you money now that they'll need later. My name is Lauren Glynn. Let me know what you think. If you gifted your kids the inheritance early, why you chose to do that, if you were in a financial situation that allowed you to do that, or if your kids have asked you for money, have you ever had to disappoint them and say no? I know that for some time in our family, the answer of saying no to someone just seemed crazy, but at some point the word no is going to come out. And have you done that? Is that okay? Are you worried that if you say no, that your kids will cut you off? I've seen a lot of pressures like that today too. Let me know.